Another year wiser. That's the best way to say it.
In 29 again.
Violet and Josie making your day, I'm sure. Hello again and welcome to What's New with Betsy Kling, who's 29 today. I'm Jay Crawford. Thank you so much for joining us, Betsy. Happy birthday and a very good Thursday afternoon to you, and of course a good afternoon to everyone watching at home.
Thank you. We do have a lot of news to get to today.
We do, and we start tonight with new developments in Ukraine. Russia has now gained control of Kherson. It's the first major Ukrainian city that is now under complete control of Russian troops, and the Russian military also stepping up their attacks elsewhere.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian and Russian officials resume peace talks today. It's believed they are close to a ceasefire in some areas to let people evacuate and bring food and medicine in. And now Ukraine's president is calling a direct meeting with Putin.
Back here at home, President Biden sent Secretary of State Antony Blinken to meet with our allies in the region there. He also announced new sanctions against the wealthy Russian oligarchs who are very close to Putin. He banned travel for more than 50 of them and their families. He's also weighing a ban on importing Russian oil. Also, in the past 8 days since the invasion began, more than 1 million Ukrainians have now left the country.
NBC's Jay Gray is following the developing humanitarian crisis along the border of Ukraine and Poland. Jay?
Good evening. We're here right up against the Medica border between Poland and Ukraine. It's a place of constant motion right now. We continue to see families, some walking across the border here. But something we haven't seen until today is this: a line of vehicles, vans, buses, cars, people grabbing what they can and bringing what they can to help out with those who are staying behind in Ukraine. We've seen blankets, we've seen jackets, we've seen clothes, obviously, medical supplies, food, water. But we've also seen fuel, generators. We saw one truckload with 5 all-terrain vehicles all going back into Ukraine. These people driving to the war zone to help those who are continuing the fight. That's the latest right now here along the Ukraine-Poland border. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
All right, Jay Gray, thank you very much. Do stay safe. Now, we continue to see people here locally with ties to Ukraine stepping up and trying to help those still in the war zone. Emma Henderson is here now to introduce us to a man who's using his creative talents to raise thousands for Ukrainian relief. Emma, good afternoon to you.
Hi, Jay. As a professional photographer who grew up in Ukraine, Igor Olyanarnik says he felt like a powerless bystander watching the invasion unfold on TV. So when he saw the terminal tower light up like the Ukrainian flag, he caught some memorable shots and is using them to help. He's been taking photos professionally for several years, but has loved photography since he was young. Now he's selling 4 different prints with different perspectives of the Cleveland skyline, all highlighting the terminal tower. 100% of the money goes to local Ukrainian aid group, the Cleveland Maidan Association. And he's already raised more than $4,000.
You know, I am proud of being a Clevelander. I am proud of being a Ukrainian. And those two things is the way I can kind of bring those two things together and get the community involved.
The print shop Igor is using has been working nonstop, printing out these photos to get shipped as fast as possible. Workers there told me today there are already more than 100 orders. I asked Igor why he likes photography so much, and he said it's because it captures a single moment in history. And we'll have more from him on his family in Ukraine and plans moving forward coming up at 3 News at 6.
All right, Emma, the photos are beautiful.
They are,
I'd like to have one. I'm sure many in our audience would like to purchase one as well, particularly because all of the money from these sales goes to help the Ukrainian people. How can we find them?
So they're on his website and on all of his social media, and they'll range anywhere from about $40 to $120 if you want one of those really big prints.
Okay, very good. Do you have the name of the website? Can we give that, or is that on?
It is his name, and we will make sure that you have that by 6.
All right, and we'll put it up on our website as well,
Absolutely.
WKYC.com. Emma Henderson live tonight on What's New. Emma, thank you.
We are promoting the Health and Fitness Convention. So to us, we are the biggest and the best in the world, but making money is less important than being healthy.
Do you remember that? It was that message 2 years ago today that canceled the Arnold Classic in Columbus, one of Ohio's and the nation's first dominoes to fall as the coronavirus started to crisscross the country. Today, that bodybuilding competition is starting up again, back in full force for the first time in 2 years. And of course, now we are entering a new phase, what national health leaders are calling the COVID endemic. Sarah Shookman looks at how far we've come.
2 years ago tonight, our sense of normal in Ohio started to shift.
3 Ohioans have tested positive for COVID-19.
Within days, Ohio was under a state of emergency. Before the end of the month, a stay-at-home order.
A city quieted by the coronavirus. Its working life sent home.
This is going to be a long road. This is something that we've not seen something like this before.
It has been a long road, but now we're in a much better place. Again today, cases and hospitalizations are falling well below the 3-week average.
The Cleveland Clinic in terms of Northeast Ohio has dropped from 1,200 COVID patients in the hospitals down to just under 100 this morning.
Dr. Robert Wiley with Cleveland Clinic led all of Ohio's Zone 1 as hospitals started working together.
Are we in an endemic phase yet?
I don't know. I'm not sure that anybody does for sure. And I think we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. How is the BA2 variant going to play out? Are there other variants which are going to come in? I think right now we're in a good place, but we just should be alert and increase the vaccination rate while we're in this lull right now.
The White House Coronavirus Task Force is unveiling a 96-page plan to move forward with 4 main goals. First, vaccines, noting 3 doses are much better than 2. It's also investing in genomic sequencing as it braces for new variants. And starting next week, Americans can order additional free at-home testing kits. And if someone tests positive at a pharmacy or clinic, antiviral medications could be available on the spot.
So we can effectively stay ahead of this virus and protect more people.
The new message, it's safe to begin returning to normal routines.
For some people, it's going to be hard to take the masks off. I think the top line is we came through this together. We did a lot of good work. We're much better prepared looking at the future, so we should be hopeful.
Dr. Wiley says only 28% of Ohioans have gotten their booster shot. So encouraging that dose now while the cases are low, Betsy.
And that's the adults. What about the kids and the focus on their vaccines? We've heard Pfizer's shot for kids 5 to 11 isn't proving quite as protective as hoped. And then there's kids younger than 5 that they're still in development.
Exactly. Dr. Wiley says, well, we have seen what the 3rd dose of these mRNA vaccines does for adult protection. So he says there's every reason to believe that we will see that in kids too, which would mean a booster dose for those kids older than 5 could make a difference. And a 3-dose series for the younger kids really could be the answer, the one that ends up getting approved. He is still optimistic that by late spring or early summer, we should be able to vaccinate everybody at every age.
Certainly something that a lot of folks are looking forward to, but I mean, the word endemic, let's hope that becomes as pervasive as pandemic has been for the last 2 years.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Does, definitely. Thanks so much for all that, Sarah. It is incredible it's been 2 years. I mean, that was your first thing. That was 2 years ago. I remember showing that video. I remember having Monica on. Right. Monica what was the first thing she did? Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Remember?
She said it every day.
That hasn't changed the entire time. But think about everything else that has changed in that 2-year period.
Well, because Monica said it, I think, in the clip that we used, and we were talking about it at the time. We're going into uncharted waters for us. I mean, obviously worldwide pandemics have been a thing before, not for us in our century. And when I look back to that, because I remember that was when it was on, when they canceled the Arnold Classic, everybody realized, okay, it's real now. Now it's going to start impacting things. And that just led to a slew of cancellations. People were working from home. I remember when I was still driving to work for a matter of months while everybody was home, the highways were empty. It was almost bizarre. It felt like some sort of strange apocalyptic scene. And now when you look back, there are times when I'm like, has it been 2 years? And then there are other times when I say, it feels like it's been 10.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you've ever taken a really long car trip or a long flight, and man, when you're in it, it's just like,
are we there yet? Yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, oh, okay, we're here.
Yeah, well,
keep on moving.
It appears we are here, at least for now, and let's hope that the numbers stay very low. All right, this is an interesting story. Now to Beachwood, where there are some very disappointed students tonight, and here's why. The state championship indoor track and field meet is this weekend, but several athletes from that district, some of whom are the top-ranked athletes in our state, will not be able to participate. That's because their coach did not register them in time for the event. Now, he acknowledges the misstep, but as in his defense, this year the registration dates were different than in years past. The Ohio Association of Track and Cross Country Coaches, which organizes the meet, says coaches were sent several email and were given information at an annual meeting held in January reminding them of the different date. Bottom line, the group is not budging, and they are not going to allow these athletes to participate in the competition. They also say 326 other schools and nearly 1,700 athletes were able to register on time, and that adding the Beachwood group would require them to leave out another school that's already registered.
Wow.
This is a tough one, Bets, because unfortunately, the victims here are the kids.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure in some cases, seniors, and this would be their last opportunity to compete for a state championship. I know rules are rules, and I know all the other coaches were able to oblige and to get everybody registered on time. I think the solution here is let the Beachwood group in and don't let that eliminate anybody else that is now able to participate because their kids weren't registered.
Yeah, you think about
let them figure out the champs on the field.
Scholarship implications for some kids, the juniors specifically. I know there's outdoor track season coming, and they're going to make the transition to outdoor track. They still have time to get in on meets and all of that stuff. But this indoor track is a specialized format in this sport. And I think, you know, when you have the opportunity to get those statewide eyeballs on you as a student who is trying to progress into the college ranks, you've got to have the scholarship availability.
Sure.
There's an option. I would think that they might be able to let them run and then just not have it count. It's so unfair because of the coach's misstep, but man, these poor kids.
I hate whenever kids have to pay the price for an adult's misstep.
Right.
And I'm sure the coach feels horrible about all of this. Hopefully they can come to some sort of agreement, let the kids compete.
Well, good luck in outdoor track too.
Yeah.
All right, when it comes to high school sports, Northeast Ohio ranks right up there. We're going to be taking a look at one program that you might not know about, but boy, oh boy, you are going to be impressed.
Yeah, quite a powerhouse. And our Kiara Cotton sat down with one of the original boy bands today. How about that? That's right. New Kids on the Block coming up on What's New.
Oh, boy.
She'll be along with us in just a bit.
Wow. Boy, Matt, it was so nice to see that sunshine out there, even if it was a little bit cold, but oh, that's changing.
Yeah, all that's changing. Boy, if you're on the east side, we had clouds, even snow showers all day, but that is changing as well. As Betsy alluded to, we've got warmer days ahead. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get here. As you're heading on out this evening, you do need the jacket. Nothing's changing temperature-wise. We're going to stick in the 20s. We still have a little push of lake effect snow affecting areas of Lake County. Rest of us, partly cloudy skies and cold. We'll take you through that weekend. Boy, is it going to feel like spring around here. We'll bring it to you next.
Welcome back to What's New. Northeast Ohio, we know, is so rich in talent when it comes to high school sports. When you think about some of the historic programs, we had the St. Ed's wrestling program,
Right.
not just a state powerhouse, but really a national powerhouse too. Regina girls basketball, Keystone softball, and really you got to throw Kirtland football in there now too, because they've become a state power in football.
They have. Well, our Nick Camino has a look at another elite program that you may not be as familiar with. But boy, oh boy, they are quite impressive.
In the world of high school sports over the years here in Northeast Ohio, we've gotten the opportunity to witness some incredible dynasties and plenty of winning. Well, it's time to add another school and another sport to that prestigious list, and they just might have the most impressive resume of all. Brecksville-Broadview Heights gymnastics. The Lady Bees have won 18 straight state championships. Yes, I'll say that again for you. 18 consecutive state titles.
And what makes it so special and unheard of is that every year it's a new team. Every year it's a new group of girls.
For perspective, members of this year's team that will go for number 19, they weren't even born when this streak began.
It's crazy. The streak is literally older than me, and I don't even know most of the gymnasts who contributed to it, and it's so awesome to be part of such an amazing legacy.
The Brecksville-Broadview Heights gymnastics program actually won their first state championship in 1994, but the real dominance started in 2004. That's when the state title streak began, and for the next 10 years, the Bees didn't even lose a meet.
Me and these other seniors, juniors, I've known these girls for forever, so we have a special bond that it helps with our team chemistry a lot.
So what's the secret? Is it coaching? Maria Schneider just took over in 2019 as the head coach, a program her mother guided for years.
I really think a lot of it is based off the tradition, and I really think my parents, who were the coaches for many years, have just instilled such traditions of what this team represents.
So this weekend, the Bees go for a 19th consecutive state title, and I don't think anyone is doubting this dynasty will end anytime soon. For 3 Sports, I'm Nick Camino.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. Great story. Good luck to Brecksville-Broadview Heights and the gymnastics team as they try to make it yet another state title this weekend.
Well, as long as we're talking about winning streaks here, how about the Hawken girls swim team? They recently won 24th straight state swim title. That is also very impressive.
Yeah, that's the very definition of dominance. Quarter of a century and no one else but the Hawken girls have won the state swim championship. Pretty impressive.
Definitely. All right, let's talk weather because, boy, Matt, you are the bearer of good tidings, and we like that.
Well, once we get to the 7-day, yes. Tonight, tomorrow, it depends on.
You have to get through a little bit of cold to get there.
Look at this picture.
Right, yeah.
I'll take it.
Matthew, focus on the positive.
Right. Yep, the sun's higher in the sky. It's getting brighter outside, and it's still not warmer outside, but we're getting there. You're right, Betsy.
Come on.
Well, all of us don't have birthdays today. I know you're really happy about things today, but
it's funny how things look so much better on your birthday.
It's not always
Dominance
good news.
is your weather word today.
Dominance?
And,
okay.
To
all right.
honor the Brecksville-Broadview Heights gymnastics team.
That's amazing, for sure. Okay, we'll get that in there. Some clouds and lake effect snow still left over. This will be ongoing over the next couple hours. Should start to wind down. We've had some sunshine breaking out, especially as you get further south and west. But notice a little snow chunk we've got coming across the lake here. Pretty good push of some big flakes. Now moving into the Menor area right along 90 and north around Route 20. That will push into Lake County, even eastern Cuyahoga County over the next hour or so. That's the last breath of lake effect that we've got with us. Drier air eroding the rest of it and a wind shift. Look at the weather map right now. You can see this pattern. We've got clouds that kind of go in a line all the way from North Dakota out towards the East Coast. That is the southern fringe of this polar air mass that we've got that has just taken up dominance across much of the eastern half of the country for much of the month of January into February. But that's going to be pushing out. And what's going to push it out is the system out towards the West Coast, bringing much needed rain down towards California. That will take this warm air and bring it northbound. Tomorrow's our in-between day, so not warm tomorrow. It'll be a little bit warmer than today, but it's Saturday we really see these changes take place. Till then, we're stuck with the north wind. We're in the 20s outside. We are going to fall back into the upper teens tonight. You notice wind chill values tomorrow morning still on the cold side, feeling like 14, 13 degrees or so as you're out the door tomorrow morning. But we are going to have some sunshine around. It'll be kind of a veiled sunshine tomorrow. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. You can see the cold temps setting in tonight. Here's tomorrow morning with the sun, and then here come those high clouds that will kind of come and go, but they'll be in intervals tomorrow. Temperatures not too shabby, should make a run at 40 degrees or so. You notice the model's a little bit cooler on that, but overall we are going to warm things up versus today. Saturday's interesting. We have 60s for highs, but watch how it happens. We start with clouds Saturday morning. This is the warm front going through, so we may have maybe a couple showers earlier in the day. We're still going to be chilly around noon, so lunchtime you're thinking about getting out. Where's our 60? Well, it's not here yet. Warm front surges through and temperatures are going to skyrocket in the afternoon and evening. But that's when we'll be in the 60s with sunshine, so if you have Saturday evening plans, looking good. But after that, we bring in a storm system. Rain, I think, going to be the big concern with us. Obviously, we have swollen creeks and streams out there. Another 1 to 2 inches of rain by next week. That's going to cause some more problems. We'll talk more about that in the next half hour. Meanwhile, Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, a pair of 60s this weekend. How about that? And then we have some changes next week. Rain to rain, snow. We'll detail that coming up. We'll be back after this.
It's all of them. Yeah, it was a group interview. Well, I'm not really a New Kids on the Block. Yeah, they kind of came out before I was born, but it's all good. Yeah, right. Yeah, Mo, I do.
All right, that music means it's time to see what's popping in the entertainment industry.
Kira, I hear you have something about Matthew McConaughey.
Hi, Jay and Betsy. I certainly do. As one of America's favorite actors, he's setting the record straight when it comes to his hair. Matthew McConaughey says no one should be taking credit for his luscious locks. The 52-year-old is shutting down rumors that he's gotten a hair transplant after experiencing significant hair loss in the 90s. In a recent interview, he said, "All I can tell you is that it came back. I have more hair now than I did in 1999. According to McConaughey, it was rubbing a topical ointment on his head that brought back his hair. And that is Bring Back the Time, the latest single from the legendary group New Kids on the Block. The song features Salt and Pepper, In Vogue, and Rick Astley. And you may be wondering how and why these music heavyweights have joined forces. Well, the answer is the mixtape tour. The 50-city tour will kick off in May, and don't worry, they're making a stop right here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on June 21st. I had a chance to talk with the guys of New Kids on the Block this morning, and they told me that despite seeing success that spanned decades, they're nothing without their fans.
You know, the fans really are the sixth member of the band. When those fans show up the way they do and bring that love and energy every night, it's just, it always, I think it unifies us.
Together, the acts featured on the mixtape tour have sold more than 150 million albums combined. Tickets for the tour starring New Kids on the Block go on sale tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. You can also see more of our interview up now on WKYC.com.
I would love to know the average age of ticket purchasers for that concert, because I looked at that and I was like, oh, who are those old men? And then I thought, wait a minute. I am the same age as those old men. What am I saying?
It's crazy when you see them there together. It's just like, because our memories are filled with these fresh-faced young kids.
Yeah.
And then when you see them in that way,
right?
That's all I could think too. I mean, they're younger than I am, but I'm looking at them going, what happened?
Yeah.
You know, what happened?
That's impossible. Well, it'll definitely be an interesting group there at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I know a lot of friends that are going to be fired up to go.
They've got to be in their 40s, right? Yeah. All right.
Hitting home for me, Kara, thanks. Even though I'm only 29.
That's right.
Again.
All right, ahead in the second half hour, what's new? TikTok may have a lot of videos that make us laugh, but there's also some troublesome side to the whole TikTok phase. Why 8 states are claiming the app is harming their children.
And our own Isabel Lawrence teamed up with Moondog today for an amazing cause. We'll find out what they were up to.
Plus, today is Throwdown Thursday, and it's Betsy's birthday. So, to give her an advantage this week, because we want to be nice to her on her birthday, all of the questions for Throwdown Thursday will be right in her wheelhouse. We're talking space.
What?
The final frontier.
How is space in my wheelhouse?
Because you're like you're a space geek.
I deal with the first 50,000 feet. Beyond that, it's the next frontier.
Oh, we're going well beyond that when What's New comes right back.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
It's 5:30, and here are 3 things that you need to know. The U.S. has handed down new sanctions against Russian oligarchs tonight as a second day of talks between Russia and Ukraine have now ended. President Biden announced the sanctions a short time ago. They include banning 50 oligarchs, their families, and close associates from traveling to the U.S. The White House is also asking Congress for more money for humanitarian and defense aid to Ukraine, upping their request from $6.5 billion to $10 billion.
Betsy, we have an update on a story we first reported Monday, and it's good news. A local bride now has her wedding dress. You may remember Lindsay Boyer. She was in big trouble because the company she had ordered her dress from suddenly had gone out of business. Well, she's now received that wedding dress in the mail. Happened last night. On Sunday, she had a moment of panic. Can you imagine when she went to schedule her alterations, only to find that the shop in Sheffield closed its doors without notice? Boyer and her mom did everything they could to try to get a hold of the company and the owner before finally calling 3 News, and that's where she found the help she was looking for. After the story that we aired on What's New, the shop owner called our Isabel Lawrence to tell her he was delivering the bride her gown.
Well, the NFL announced this afternoon that it suspended all of its COVID protocols. They've been dropped because the spread has significantly decreased. However, it did say it will reinstate them if needed, along with the Players Association. Teams still have to follow their rules in the states and cities in which they play and reside. Well, with all of that, we welcome you back to What's New on this Thursday. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
We're going to have a special Throwdown Thursday later in the program every Thursday. Betsy and I have a little trivia contest. The winner gets the leg lamp. It's been on my desk for so many months in a row now. We're trying to do everything we can to shake it up a little bit and give you the leg lamp back. And we're in her wheelhouse, space questions.
I'm just going to refrain from speaking.
She's going to win today. I have a feeling. All right, let's do our spring countdown. We do it every day as we approach the official start of spring. 17 days away. Yeah, Bets, we wanted to use this picture.
Yay.
Since it's your birthday.
My babies.
You shared that with us. It's your girls at Hinckley Reservation.
Yep.
Just a beautiful picture, enjoying all of the wonderful things that spring offers.
Yep, cold water and warm days. That's what it's all about there.
I'll take it.
Hopping in the creek for sure.
Yeah. Now, I think you should go back to that same spot and recreate that same picture every year.
I think my parents have pictures of me in that spot.
Well, even better.
That's why we were there.
And then you get one of those long picture frames and you put one after the other.
Wow.
Same spot, different years.
You have so many big ideas for plans that I should do.
Well, I've been through it. My kids are older now, so I've done all this stuff. And I'll help you.
I know.
I will offer my help to you. So what? Because
you gotta do my Christmas cards
I know
first.
I do. I'm going to be busy with all of Betsy's stuff.
Thanks, Jay.
That's okay. I love to help.
My memory assistant. I need more and more of that for sure. All right, let's get to our first top talker tonight because it's about an app that so many young adults and teens use every single day. At least 8 state attorneys general launched an inquiry into the app to determine whether it's harmful to young users. And just so you know, Ohio is not one of those 8 states. The group wants to know if the company violated state consumer protection laws and the potential mental and physical risks that are present to kids. TikTok told NBC News, quote, "We care deeply about building an experience that helps to protect and support the well-being of our community and appreciate that the state attorneys general are focusing on the safety of young users," end quote.
Yeah, that's important.
It is.
Where are you on this? Because you have young girls, and they're kind of in that, they're a little young for TikTok.
They're nowhere near TikTok.
Yeah, they're
Although
a little
I think
young.
Josie probably sees it because it feeds through to other places. I mean,
does.
just because you're not on TikTok doesn't mean you don't see the videos.
Yeah.
I think there's ways to use TikTok for good.
Yep.
And not evil, but I think that there's a lot of, misuse and kind of misdirection, if you will.
So as a mom, when they come to you and say, "Mom, I really want to get TikTok," how will you handle it at that point?
I think it's a conversation about maturity at that point. And it goes back to a lot of discussions that I've had, especially with Josie, because now she's 13, about, respect and maturity and your responsibilities at a certain age.
Right.
You have to show me you are ready for this. And if you have questions about it, please come to me and ask. If you have concerns, come to me because, we can talk it out. And if need me, Mama Bear will make an appearance and
make a decision if you need to. No, that's the dialogue part of it is very important. My kids were just on the front edge of all social media. And what I used to tell them is that's your calling card. And what you put on it stays there forever.
It terrifies
me. And your future employers and future education destinations will look at that and they'll make a decision on your character based on what you tell the world about yourself. So be careful. Be careful. I know it.
Good for adults,
It's
too.
daunting. I'm glad that that's behind me. Our next top talker is all about giving back to those in need, and it kicked off with a little fun. Watch.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
And the race is on, and it was a race to end hunger this morning at the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. 3 News' Isabel Lawrence helped kick off the 2022 Harvest for Hunger campaign and the Media Celebrity Supermarket Challenge. And how about this, Bets? Isabel and Moondog won for having the best bag of groceries. I always knew, every time I see Isabel, I go, now there's a smart shopper. And she proved that today. In the past, a $1 donation would actually provide 4 nutritious meals, but, these are challenging times.
Yeah.
Inflation is high. Now $1 will spread all the way to just 3 meals. So that's certainly a challenge. They need all the help they can get. 3 regional food banks are taking part in the campaign. You can donate money to your local food bank, so that's one way to help out, and that always goes a long way. Or you can donate at some grocery stores at the checkout line.
Yeah, that's really easy.
That is very easy. Or just donate food. You can do that. We have all the information on how you can get involved and how you can help at WKYC.com. Very important right now.
And now that it's Lent, if you've given up sweets, the money that you would have put towards sweets,
There you go.
make a donation.
Or you can just clear your pantry of chocolate bars and sweets and things that you don't want around you for the next 40 days.
Or if you're really suave at it, get some peanut butter and some of those shelf-stable staples that they really need that really last a long time and help a lot of people.
Yeah, if you can give, please do, because we're in a tremendous time of need right now, for sure.
Well, we have all heard the bad news about opening day being canceled, but what if you already have tickets for opening day? That's up and clicking in Cleveland.
And it's a special edition of Throwdown Thursday. It's all about outer space. We're going to tackle questions about our solar system, just for Betsy on her birthday.
Are you saying I'm a space cadet?
You are? Yeah, I am saying that.
This is what's clicking in Cleveland, baseball tickets and what to do if you have them. Cool. Mo.
This guy over here, man.
The best thing about this show is I gained a sister.
That's a good way to look at it, Jay.
It's just little snide comments and the brakes just get me, and then the camera goes on. I can't respond. Okay, Matt, your turn. You get to take care of weather because you have to mediate this whole debacle over here after a bit.
I'm glad I'm far away from him. That's all I'm saying. I can barely hear what he's saying, let alone what anyone else is saying. So that's good. We're going to be cold tonight. We've got really an up and down temperature battle over the next 10 days or so that will probably continue through the rest of the spring. And tonight we're on the cold side of things. We're back down into the teens. We still have some lake effect snow, mainly out in Lake and eastern Cuyahoga County. That will come to an end. We're all dealing with mostly clear skies tonight. Calm winds, that's a recipe for cooling, and we'll get down into the upper teens by tomorrow morning. We're clearing things out after some lake effect clouds today. You can see the snow still ongoing. Another little push coming in here to the Menor area down towards Willoughby, mainly the north side of town. They're seeing some pretty decent flakes. That will continue over the next couple hours before it winds down pretty quickly. We've got some drier air really eroding all the lake effect snow that we have left. Bigger picture pattern, though, we're going to get clouds tomorrow off of this. This is the boundary between the warmth and the cold, and that boundary is going to bring some high clouds in here tomorrow. Should stay dry, though, but we are on the southern end of some very cold air up in Canada, and that will last today. Tomorrow will be kind of the day we get out of it, and then we talk warm air. There is abundant warm air down towards Texas, the southern plains. Area of low pressure will come into the west coast. That will lift all that northward, and it's been a while since we've strung together 2 60-degree days in a row, at least in the mid-60s. It's been 105 days, so mid-November was the last time that we felt what we're going to feel Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So how does it unfold? Area of low pressure will develop out in the plain states. Again, quiet weather expected on your northeast Ohio Friday. It's Friday night and Saturday. We'll start to develop a strong south wind. That will bring that warmer air in here. It'll likely take through midday Saturday. We'll still be cool midday Saturday for lunch plans, but by afternoon, warm front lifts off towards the north. Saturday is dry in the afternoon and evening. Get outside. It's going to be great. Saturday night, we see some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms come in with the frontal boundary. As of right now, your Sunday, if you're trying to plan that out, I think the rain is out of here early. Much of your Sunday looks dry as well, but we're going to see temperatures crash late in the day as that wind shifts around to the south. And then we keep our eyes on another wave that comes in here with lots of moisture. May have a little rain-snow mix, mainly rain at the onset, changing over to snow back and behind that. Just a reminder that, yeah, it still is winter around here. Rainfall, we're talking quite a bit of it over the next couple days, and that will lead to perhaps some flooding concerns Monday and Tuesday of next week. Cold air's out of here, but boy, does it look to come back late next week. Union Hill Mortgage 7-day forecast, 60s this weekend. Most of the daylight hours look dry. That sounds good. Monday, we go downhill with some rain and snow. Could accumulate Monday night, Tuesday, and then Jay, we're back up to the 40s Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, it's March. I see teens and I see 60s on your 7-day map. All right, Matt, thanks. Time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. For that, we say hello to Stephanie Haney. Hi, Steph.
Hello there, Jay. You know, I say this all the time to my friends that don't have the luxury of living here, but Cleveland is where it's at. We've got great stuff here, and Cleveland Clinic continues to be one of the world's finest providers of health care. According to Newsweek's ranking of the world's best hospitals for 2022, Cleveland Clinic came in at number 2 in the world. Now, for this study, Newsweek says it looked over 2,200 hospitals in 27 countries. Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi, Cleveland Clinic Fairview Hospital, and Cleveland Clinic Florida all also ranked in the top 250 in the world, and 6 Cleveland Clinic hospitals ranked among the top in the United States. Pretty good there. Now, the 2022 NFL Scouting Combine is underway, and our 3 News sports analyst Ben Axelrod has a breakdown of which quarterbacks the Browns could be watching out there. We'll focus on the Ohio guy, Desmond Ridder from the University of Cincinnati. He was a 4-year starter in college, and he led his team to the college football playoffs. He's 6'4" and 215 pounds. Now, Ridder and the other 4 names you see on your screen are potential targets that Browns fans could be cheering on next season. For Ben's breakdown of each player's strengths, head to WKYC.com. And we have an update from the Cleveland Guardians on what to do with those opening day tickets now that it's been pushed back. Since we don't know when opening day will be, the Guardians are telling fans to hold on to those tickets. Once a new opening day date is announced, if it doesn't work for you, you will get a chance to participate in another pre-sale opportunity. And ticket management for accounts will also go live at a later date, so you'll be able to log in and check that all out. Now, there's lots up in the air, Jay and Betsy, lots of different ticket packages. So if people have questions, we also have the number to call fan services on WKYC.com. Hopefully sooner rather than later, though.
I hope. So basically, they'll honor them for whenever opening day is if it works for you.
Right.
That's the big point. Okay. Stephanie, thank you. We appreciate it. Well, the time is almost here. Our special edition of Throwdown Thursday will take us to the final frontier. And we have some special guests that will actually test our knowledge on all things space. How about that, Betsy?
Oh, no.
Huh?
By the way, let me introduce you to Jack. He's a 91-year-old. He has no plans of slowing down. We're going to share his story ahead and show us something good.
Something tells me I'm going to. Record the bird. All right, it's here. Today's Throwdown Thursday is a very special one. I can't wait for this. In case you didn't know, today is Betsy's 29th birthday.
This is why I always take my birthday off. Just FYI.
No.
You learned.
And she's also a huge fan of space, as many of you know. So we decided that all the questions for today's Throwdown Thursday, with the traveling leg lamp as the trophy, will be around space. And our MC, Matt Wentz, is here to kick it off.
To be truthful, I'm not going to do much of this at all. We've got some special guests today, all right?
Okay.
Not all of them are saints. Let's just keep that clear, but our first one is.
Okay, Betsy. They wouldn't let me ask my own question.
Saint Sue, Betsy's
so
mom.
Here's yours. How much does a full NASA spacesuit cost? A, $10,000, B, $125,000, or C, $15 million?
I wondered why my parents were at my house last night, and I just figured out not to celebrate the birthday. No, it's to tape this.
Okay.
I'm going to go with $15 million.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot, first of all. Did Saint Sue wink in that video?
I don't know.
No clues or anything like that?
No,
All right.
$15 million is easy. $125,000 is just not. I mean, maybe like a button costs that much.
Not enough. They range between 15 mil and 22 mil.
That's okay. We got to bring the price down of spacesuits. There's got to be a way.
They're working on it.
There are people starving for crying out loud.
Supply and demand. There's only 4 left. So of course you got to raise it up.
Okay.
All right. Question number 2 comes from your daughter, Josie.
Aw.
All right, Mama. What does space sound like? A, a loud hum. B, silence. Or C, white noise.
love how she read that.
First of all, I love how she read that.
Right.
I love how she read that. And by the way, that is Betsy's clone.
Yeah.
Right.
If you watch the high jump video that we showed you last week, it looks just like Jay.
That's her. What do you got, Jay?
There's no sound. It's dead silent.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, which it never is around here between commercial breaks.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. No air molecules. Air molecules vibrate. They create sound. There's none of that.
Okay.
So, all right. Number 3. We turn to your papa.
Oh, God.
Tim, what you got?
Here we go.
Oh, no.
How many moons does Saturn have? A, 82, B, 112, C, 174.
Okay.
All right, Betsy, what do you got?
So the number 12 popped into my head, so I'm going to say 112, but I don't know if that's correct.
Well, it popped in your head, but it wasn't accurate.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That's a good try.
The
Jay, what do you
lowest
got?
number, whatever the lowest number was, it was 80 something.
82?
I believe that's it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wrong too.
There's a lot.
It was 82.
Oh, then
Yeah,
they gave me the
yeah,
buzzer
we just
on
hit the wrong
82.
button. That's right. Yeah, 82
I
moons
thought
on
I think that was
Saturn.
for me a delayed reaction.
Yeah, that's okay. That's right. Right. All right. Let's go to your, as you say, hot mess. I think she's just like my daughter as well. Let's go to Violet for question 4.
Here we go.
What color is the sunset on Mars? A, pink, B, blue, C, yellow?
Oh, I don't. Great. That's you.
Oh, she is. What do you got, Bets?
Violet's like, she has this little face thing. I'm going to say pink.
Pink? No.
What? How is it not pink?
It's just not.
What were the choices
It's the
again?
red planet.
Not an astronomer. I don't know. Jay, is it blue or yellow?
I'm going to go with blue.
It is
Seriously?
blue. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say yellow, but why would we ask it if it was anything close to ours?
So ours, yeah, right.
Why is it blue? Do we know
Don't
why
ask
it's
me
blue?
why. I have no
I
answers
bet
on here
Josie
whatsoever.
knows.
It just says answer B. So
I
she
want
knows.
some answers. We have NASA here in town.
Violet has the hour answer here.
That was
for
like,
now.
I guess
Just
I'm
kidding.
going to lay out
Wow.
on this one because
All
I
right.
can only.
We got to get this last one in because Betsy's husband, Paul, spent a lot of time doing this, so we need to get him in. Paul, what
Here
do
we
you got?
go.
All right. We hope this question is for all the marbles that this is going to break the tie.
It could.
It will.
This is a good one. How old is the sun? A, 2.4 billion, B, 3.7 billion years old, or C, 4.6 billion years old?
29 again.
Okay, so I think I can bring this home.
Okay.
But do I show compassion on Bets on her birthday
You
week?
never show me compassion, period, end of
Yeah.
sentence.
Probably should let her go first, but that's okay, Jay.
I'm going to let you go first.
No,
It's your birthday.
I don't want your pity.
It's
All right.
the nice thing to do. I'm trying to be
I'm going to lose
gentlemanly
anyway,
here.
so it's fine.
Do you know the answer?
I'm going to say that it's 4.6 billion. I would have guessed that it was 5 billion.
Right.
Because that's in my mind how old our universe is. But so I'm going to go with C.
He's right.
Of course he is.
Good job, Jay.
Boom.
You can't beat numbers. This guy at numbers. It's insane.
I am kind of crazy with numbers like that.
Jay wins the space race this time.
My favorite part of that was getting to see all of Betsy's family in our show
Oh,
on
good
her
heavens.
birthday.
A
And how about
snuggle
that?
cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything
This is
better
a
in the universe?
snuggle cake.
So Kedrowski.
So Betsy, who really wins?
You
I
can
get a
keep
lamp.
the leg lamp. You just take that old leg lamp and get out of here, because
So last year, Kedrowski's made you a snuggle bouquet.
Yes.
Your favorite thing.
They
And
have
this year
upped
was a
the
cake.
game. Look at this.
Oh my
These
goodness.
are snoogles, so there's sweet cheese inside of these pastries that are folded over. They are
my goodness.
heaven.
Lord help us.
Heaven. They're so good with coffee. I love these things. So thank you, Keith.
You've got enough to last you until next year.
We're going to be sharing, and it's got edible glitter on it too. So this is going to be real fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's edible. We'll find out
Happy
later.
birthday, Betsy. Happy birthday to you. That's
Beautiful.
awesome.
Thank you guys.
Yes, happy birthday, Bets.
Wishing you a year of low pressure.
Somehow my lamp isn't going to taste nearly as good as that.
No,
We'll
it's all
make
good.
it all work.
You can try.
See you
Next, most
at the
Americans can't
ISO
wait to
bar.
retire, but not Jack. Wait until you meet 91-year-old Jack. He works at Arby's, and he does it every day.
Huh.
That story's next.
Then on 3 News at 6, burn pit passage. An update on the bill that aims to protect veterans exposed to toxic burn pits, named for a Northern Ohio native.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Laura Kay says mic. Let me just bring up my chair real quick.
Hey, Al, testing. How are you? Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Laura Queso.
Hello. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Today's Show Us Something. Thanks.
Where she live?
Fairview Park.
Okay. It's west, I think.
All right, today's Show Us Something Good comes from Indiana. In a world where good workers are hard to find right now, you'll find one at the Arby's in Elkhart, Indiana. One of the best in the business. He's 91 years old. Jack Burkett is his name. He does everything from cleaning tables, wiping down booths, and he says he's doing it to kill time. Listen.
Before my wife passed away, we used to come in here 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and supper.
He started out as our lobby attendant. He actually wanted to work for free. He hates to sit at home.
I said, I need an extra job, I think. And he said, when do you want to go to work? I said, now today. Normally I do.
Okay, does that not just make you smile? I imagine he has a lot of memories of he and his wife eating there 3 times a day, and it gives him great comfort to be there, and he never misses. A store manager says they don't even put him on the schedule anymore. He just shows up every day, and he's ready to give his best every day, and I think we can all learn something from young Jack.
And he sees them every day. That's his family, so he's basically going to his other family.
That's true.
I like that.
That's really cool. We're out of time. Thanks so much for watching What's New. We're back tomorrow at 5, and we hope to see you then.
3 News at 6 with Russ and Laura starts now.
Slow annihilation. That's what U.S. officials are saying the Russians are counting on as multiple major cities in Ukraine are under siege. Details on a new round of talks between the 2 countries and new sanctions handed down by the U.S. today. Pictures for Ukraine. The local photographer whose innovation and creativity is raising money for those in the war zone. The beginning of an endemic?
We did a lot of good work. We're much better prepared looking at the future, so we should be hopeful.
COVID cases continue to decline, leading the White House and others to start planning past the pandemic.